Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans for the fans. And with me today, two special guests. Returning, Mr. Avery Washington, a.k.a. Cactus. Cactus, say what's up.
What's up, people?
All right. And also joining us is Josh Mason, also known as Omega Rez. Rez, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just joining back in. It's been a while since I was on here. Good to be back.
Far too long, sir. So let's get into this. I brought you guys on. We're going to talk some WWE 2K17 real quick. I basically just want to go over all the news, get some thoughts on that stuff, and then get basically, have you been impressed by what's been happening so far with 2K and your expectations for the game once it comes out or in the upcoming weeks? Let's start right now. WWE 2K17 will be released on October 11th, 2016 here in America. A few days later in international countries. It'll be released on the PS4, Xbox One, PS3, and Xbox 360. We still don't have any word yet on if the PC will be having their own version of it. So it's kind of a wait-and-see approach. Also, the cover star is Brock Lesnar. We all know that now. It came at good timing once he was winning his UFC battle, but also it became a gift and a curse because now he was knocked for failing 2 drug tests. We got the pre-order bonus, Bill Goldberg. Now, just based on those two guys, is Lesnar the right choice still to be the cover athlete, knowing everything we know now? And Bill Goldberg, what do you guys think of him? Cactus, why don't you go first?
Goldberg is cool. I have no issue with it. A lot of people I've seen, Goldberg tends to be on their fantasy wish list of Goldberg versus such and such. You know, stuff that we can't see in real life due to contract negotiations, due to age limits, due to health reasons. You know, some people might want to play Goldberg versus Bret Hart in a WWE game and basically change what happened in real life. So I think it's pretty cool. Like somebody like him being in the game, even though a lot of people may not like him or whatever, but I think it's pretty cool. The more people we get in the game, the better. So as far as he's concerned, I think 14 was the last game he was in.
That's right.
So I would actually like to have him in the universe, you know, as an option to play with. I mean, I'm just one of those guys, like, give me a bigger roster minus the doubles. So the more people you can stick in, even if they never come back to the WWE and get in the ring, I'm cool with you having at least a decent enough relationship with either 2K or WWE to really put in the game to make all types of dream matches. As far as Brock, I mean, who hasn't violated the wellness policy, man? It is what it is. I mean, but I am kind of nostalgic for the old school covers like SBR 08, 07, 06, when you had multiple people on the cover instead of just one guy. And it tends to be like now this one guy thing tends to lead to a showcase. I mean, I don't know. The last 2 one guy covers I liked was Punk and Orton's. Brock is Brock. He's a part-timer. I don't know. It's just certain things maybe you shouldn't. Privileges you already get and you abuse. Like, we already know the cover stars are going to be skyrocketed and boosted overall-wise in the game like Austin was in 16. But I'm more, if it's not going to be artistic and cool-looking and gritty and raw like Punk's cover was with the fist and black and white, or the way Orton's was over the shoulder, if it's not going to be like a cool-looking one, I think they should go back to the old school where they had multiple people represented on there, you know, for everybody.
And I can see something like that eventually having to play out, where you do have to put multiple people on the covers because you can't keep going one guy at a time every year. I mean, I think it sounds nice, but eventually it's like, well, we're going to have to put at least 2 guys on or 3, something like that. Red, same question.
Yeah, so I'll touch on Bill Goldberg being the pre-order bonus first. And growing up, watching WCW and WWF at the time, I was a huge fan of Goldberg. So when I heard that he was the pre-order bonus, I was all for it because he was one of my favorites. He was just in general, he was a badass. I liked his moveset. Everything about him was cool. So I welcome him back, even as pre-order bonus. I welcome him back with open arms. As far as Brock Lesnar, I mean, shoot, what is Brock Lesnar like? What hasn't he done? He's such a big star that I mean, he perfectly fits on there. Even if he violated the wellness uh, tests, he still won at that UFC event. You know, like he's still hot. But with Brock Lesnar leading to Showcase, I do hope it touches on a lot of the early 2000s. I hope we get some superstars like I hope we get Eddie. It may be a pipe dream, but I hope we get Kurt. Just different superstars like that, like those older iconic superstars that we haven't had. Cause like we haven't had Eddie since 14. I don't even remember the last time we had Kurt, but
Kurt
I
was
think
like '09.
I think the potential is there. Yeah, I think the potential with Brock Lesnar showcase. So it looks good.
Yeah, let me shed some light on my theory at least with this. Okay, so Lesnar, the cover athletes always had the showcase mode, right? So we've seen it the last couple years with Cena on the cover, and then 16's cover, same thing. The cover athlete gets their own showcase. But for this one with Brock Lesnar, I think that we're going to see him just do the second half of his career. If Kurt Angle was in the game, I think Kurt Angle would be in Bill Goldberg's spot, in my personal opinion. So maybe it's like you see the fall of Lesnar when he leaves WWE, starting with Goldberg, and then all of a sudden it goes into the next part of his career because Billy Gunn was confirmed for the game for week 2 of the roster reveal on IGN. So when Billy Gunn was confirmed, in my mind I said, oh, wait a second. If Billy Gunn's already confirmed and he's been fired by WWE or released for whatever that stupid reason was, he's got to be in because him and Road Dogg had an interaction with Lesnar in the later half of his career. And looking at the arena, you also have the SummerSlam arena that Finn Balor makes his entrance in is SummerSlam in Los Angeles. That's when Brock Lesnar faced Triple H. WrestleMania 31 arena has been seen where Brock Lesnar faced Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins cashes in Money in the Bank. All that stuff starting to add up. Also, with Bill Goldberg, you're going to get 2 versions of Goldberg, the WWE version and the WCW version, and 2 arenas, WCW Nitro and Halloween Havoc. Hopefully we get the classic Nitro and not the 2000 Nitro. That's just bad news. No offense to the WCW fans out there for that, but I never liked the 2000
I want to share a thought on the showcase, the cover mode and stuff. I think it'll be Brock this year, and that'll just be a single person. But I can see next year, I could see it being Seth, Dean, and Reigns, and just kind of having our showcase tailored around those 3. I could see something like that happening now, especially with the brand split. You could have more people on the cover than just one.
Please don't give them the idea for that showcase because, frankly, I like showcasing 15. I like the concept of it when they had the Hunter, HBK, the Cena, CM Punk, and whatever other ones you did. 16, just, oh my God, I did all of Austin's and I have no other option to play. Was boring as hell to me and repetitive. And the fact that they treated the WCW matches and the ECW matches as bonus instead of sticking them in chronologically correct, I mean, it's just something about the transition from 15s into 16 showcase mode that just lost me. And kind of like same for my career. True enough, 15, my career was like, I don't have anything for you. I don't have anything for you. Defend your title. I like the idea of training in between matches. You lost that in 16. But 16 became competitive and boring, and I think Animal said his biggest issue with 16 was I'm number 1 contender. I attack the champ. Where's my title shot? And you keep going over and over. Showcase mode, it appeals to some and doesn't appeal to others. More people want either better stuff in my career or a better universe. Showcase mode is just like, it's just something extra unless you're gonna do it correctly. But
that or bring back season mode, like you said, so that you have multiple options. The options is
right,
the main thing, even in showcase mode, that I think Brian Bohr and Brian Williams and the whole 2K crew needs just to look at and confirm. We move on, though, guys, real quick. So we get to the E3 list. E3, we had John Cena, Sasha Banks, and the Ultimate Warrior confirmed. In the description below, I have all 49 characters that have been confirmed so far that we definitely know are in the game. And you can obviously figure out some of the other ones who haven't been revealed yet that you're like, oh, there's no way that this guy's not in. We also talked in episode 31 about the NXT edition. A little bit of rant and raving in there about it, but I still don't agree with the tactics for it. I don't know if you guys, Cactus, I believe you're buying one, right?
yeah, I've already got mine pre-ordered. I want it because of the Nakamura. Like I said, I'm all about bigger rosters. So even though it pains me to have to do it, like I want everybody that I can possibly get for my universe mode because, you know, we all have dream matches or what if matches or be like, this will be a cool match to see. I might want to see Apollo Crews versus Goldberg. Might want to have Nakamura versus Goldberg. I mean, it's just like infinite type of possibilities, and it's like I don't want to wait till like the end of the year. The game drops in October. Why should I have to wait for Apollo Crews versus Nakamura? Or, you know, I might want to recreate something I've seen on NXT. I might want to recreate Finn Balor versus Nakamura because if you sim a universe mode match, it's like sweet this year. Some of these matches in universe mode are actually better than the matches you see on TV.
Yeah.
So,
I wish that they weren't all like that, though. I think there needs to be the old settings with if it's going to be an epic match, normal match, squash, whatever you want to call it. But I think too many people have the kick-out battles, even online and everything else. So maybe that's something that they'll fix. But, Rez, I want your thoughts on this NXT edition. I know I ran in and raved it. I disagreed with how they're doing the process. Everyone else agreed with me as well. Some of them are still getting the version of it, but what do you think of them putting 3 characters that would be available day one in that version so you'll get them later?
I mean, I pretty much, I just pre-ordered, thanks to someone helping me, but they told me where to go. But I mean, I just pre-ordered, and my whole reason for pre-ordering is basically to get those 3 characters. Because they'd be cool to have them. I mean, I don't do like universe like Cactus over here, but I mean, I want them. You know, I want the biggest roster I can. All the stuff that comes with it is cool, but I mean, I'm not that big of a fan of Finn Balor, and you know, Nakamura is cool.
blasphemy.
I'll take the canvas to canvas with Nakamura and stuff, but yeah, I did it just for the characters mainly. It sucks that they make you do that for them when they're already like on the NXT roster for so long, you know.
No, I 100% agree with what you said there.
I think that's why they get away with it on the console because if you notice, stuff like that does not appeal for PC. And it's probably why they delay the PC once all the DLC is out for the console, the Xbox One, the PS3, the 360, because they know people for a fact. I think from 15, when they got it on PC, there are some people out there that can hack the hell out that game on PC and unlock stuff and have access to the codes to put stuff in the game and make it far better than what the developers have done. Like the outfits, they can update the outfits, update the Titantrons, the whole nine, because we already know when we get the game, it's outdated by at least 6 months to a year anyway. So that's why they can't pull the same stuff on the PC guys that they do on the console guys because they go through it like that, and it's like, okay, I just saw that outfit on Raw Monday night. This PC guy has that same exact outfit. Like, whoa, consoles, we have to wait till next year.
Right. I think you hit the nail right on the head there. The next thing that came up was the soundtrack. P. Diddy curates the WWE 2K17 soundtrack. Shout out to Y2K. I know he's somewhere singing some of those horrible songs that are on there. But
We can't go.
that song, just some of them are pretty good. Like it's not bad. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing. It's not the worst thing either. It's just there. I mean, it's what I expect now from the WWE soundtracks. You can't please them all. And I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, it should be rock music." Well, there's a lot of other people who like wrestling games that aren't the biggest rock music fans, and vice versa. I get it. Not everyone likes rap music either. You got to find a balance that gets a little bit of everything in there and keeps everyone happy. But I'm going to predict this right now, guys, before I ask your opinions on the soundtrack real quick. Fabulous is going to be the next one to curate a soundtrack for WWE because I know his son's a fan. I think Fabulous is going to be either 18 or 19 person who gets to make the soundtrack. Cactus, what do you think of the soundtrack thus far?
I'm be honest with you. I haven't paid real attention to a WWE game soundtrack since our SBR 07, 08. If I find a song that I like, I dig, cool. 15 had a few good songs on there I like, but mainly, if it doesn't catch my ear, I'll just go to the jukebox and turn it off and have entrance themes play. The only one in 16 that really caught my ear was because Soundgarden's lead singer on it, Chris Cornell, was in it. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. That's the only song that really appealed to me. 17, I'm probably just going, if nothing sticks out, nothing I've heard really gets to me, I'm just going to cut it off and just leave the wrestling themes to play. That's how I really basically feel about the soundtrack. I haven't heard anything that stuck out to me. P. Diddy making it. I mean, when was the last time Bad Boy was hot? What, wasn't Biggie still alive?
Hey, we got the 20-year reunion coming up now.
Jesus, what are they in high school? 20-year reunion? Wow, I thought Mace turned into a pastor or something.
He did, then he fell out. That's a topic for another time, sir. Don't talk about Mace. I always like Mace. But we'll see what Diddy does on this. I mean, he's got a good relationship with him. He always shows up for stuff. He's fine. He's okay. Rez, what do you think of the soundtrack from what you've heard of it?
I'm going to be brutally honest. I actually haven't listened to the soundtrack because, I mean, I know a lot of the artists, so I can get a sense of what it's going to be like. So I can kind of, have a thought on what I think it'll sound like, but I haven't actually taken the time to listen to it. Of course, I know some of the songs, of course, I know "Paranoid" by Black Sabbath. And honestly, I thought if they were going to have a rock track or a couple on there, I thought they would have put Motorhead in tribute to Lemmy and Triple H, being so close to him. I thought Motorhead would have been a shoo-in for being on the soundtrack. But I was surprised when Motorhead was just nowhere to be found. But then again, I guess you could just put on any Triple H song and be fine, right?
Triple H had last year to make the playlist for it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the soundtrack. Like I said, I'm still going to go with Fabulous is eventually going to get one. We'll see what happens with the music. Unfortunately, can't satisfy everybody. The roster reveal. So it's been revealed that we should have 150 superstars, according to that Suplex City interactive map that they have up now.
Okay. I got a question.
What's your question?
Based off what you said, 150, is that disc alone plus DLC, or is it 150 disc and DLC?
Oh, I got my bailout statement right here. Not sure if it's DLC included or not, but that's still a great deal of people. And if it's not with DLC, very impressive.
What was the numbers for this year? What we got? How many did we get on this for 16? Like one?
I thought we got 130 something.
137
with DLC. I think it was 120 before that.
And then we got another 30 DLC.
Yeah, we got a good deal. So
yeah,
not bad. And I'm sure there's going to be doubles of guys like Undertaker
Yeah.
So I don't have an issue with any of that. But if you're going to give
60
us that many,
million Undertakers, 50,000 Daniel Bryans, 3.763 carry the number to the third power of Randy Orton's, which is fine.
yeah, I'll take it. As long as you're putting in a lot of people and you're giving us the different entrances, which is where I'm going to get to next. I mean, sure, we got the extra 100 and whatever. So we got 49 total. So basically, we still have 100 people that IGN revealed for it.
Actually, I'm liking the math equation that 2K does. That is one of the few things I'm even though I give them hell on Twitter, that's one of the few things I'm very impressed with that I like about them. They want to grow it. So, the math equation is WWE 2K15 plus DLC equals 2K16's roster. So now for 16, we got 2K16 plus DLC from 16 equals 17's roster. I like the fact that they're keeping adding people in, and right now for me, like, I kind of know what the roster already is, but it's just the fact of the scavenger hunt that makes it interesting. So
Yeah.
I like that aspect of 2K at least.
I'm right there with you because with THQ that was always an issue. You would get Razor Ramon, then he would disappear, and then we're like, well, why can't we have Scott Hall or Razor Ramon again? We don't know. And they were probably doing 1-year deals versus 2K who's doing at least 2 to 3 year deals that they're like, listen, you're going to be in the game next 2 to 3 years. You're going to get paid. You're going to get yourself a little coin. How's that sound? Perfect. And remember Foley complaining about not getting the money to be in the video games as much when he had that whole stink in 15. Now they're probably like, listen, we're going to make sure you're in the games for the next 16, 17, and 18. Do you want to be in now? Now that's guaranteed money. Okay. Yeah, that works for me. Not an issue. So, go ahead, Brett.
It sounds like some WCW with that guaranteed money match right there.
Yeah, WCW was known for that as well. But entrances, guys. We saw the Brock Lesnar entrance. Was it great? There were some small things that could be fixed. Overall, I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. It's cool. We noticed in the entrance, though, that we could possibly fight in the crowd. We don't know if it's an OMG moment where you just brawl out there and then you fall back into the ringside area. If you're able to actually go in the crowd yourself, can we go backstage? Will they bring back backstage brawling? That's another question that a lot of people probably have. And Finn Balor's entrance, just amazing with the chainsaw. The claw physics look better. The paint looks better. Everything looks better about it. And that's from his NXT TakeOver Dallas special right before WrestleMania. So there's a lot of other things that open up for us here with that. What do you guys think of those entrances real quick? Cactus.
From Shaniqua Thomas.
It should be somebody called, but not yet.
Right. Yeah, I'll go.
I mean, I transferred. So I didn't know. I didn't even know if you were over here.
And Finn Balor's was good. I did like the physics, like you said. I definitely like the way they handled the chainsaw's animation. It all seemed very fluid. I also would like to see the physics of the paint on Finn Balor rubbing off during a match. That's another conversation, though. But as far as the entrances that we've seen, everything looks pretty good. But, there's going to be so many people on the roster that time will tell how well they did on all the entrances. But for now, I'm digging it.
Gotcha. Yeah. A lot of cool things for the entrances. And you mentioned the face paint rubbing off. That was something we definitely noticed with the Usos possibly. And I think that's a nice small addition that we all were asking for, especially with Sting and everyone else basically who has the face paint that we've been wanting it to just rub off, because you're in long matches, you'd be sweating, the face paint will come off. So I think that's a small little thing that's cool. And the brawling in the crowd, I hope the way I'm thinking is that we get to actually go back there and do what we do and just have the songs and have full control of them.
Yeah, that would be cool too, because so many superstars have battled out there in the audience, from like Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, I mean, Kofi did it back in the day, I think, against Randy Orton. I mean, shit, it seems like everyone is battled out there at some point. So it'd be nice to have it in the game.
Yeah, but they'll have a reason for code or this. I'm not getting hyped about it till I hear something about it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not putting myself in that position to get hyped because it's like when they say, "Oh, backstage is back." What year was that? Was that 14? Or how many years did we get just that one section that was backstage that didn't connect, and they just had one big, huge, short area that was just like hallways going to a parking lot, going to an ambulance.
No, you're right. That you can't get yourself hyped up over that stuff. I'm just hoping maybe we could brawl ringside this year, and next year you put in backstage brawling. That's it. I'm fine with baby steps. Just talk to me. Talk to me, okay?
If it goes that route.
The way I could see them making the rings, like the crowd brawling happen, is maybe if you have like barricade breaker, so you break open the barricade and then you're able to just walk over there. I mean, that could be possible, but I don't see them having the option for you to just hop the barricade. I don't think that'll happen, but I can see barricade breaker leading into the audience, and then you fighting out there.
That would be a good setup. The only downside of it would be doing Hell in a Cells. Because it's like somebody, okay, now, unless they switch it up from side to side, like if you got a regular match and that one particular side over there, it's the play area. What do you do if you have a Hell in a Cell match? Because you know how some fans are. Like, oh, I'm at the cell now, and I want to take you over here instead of before I take you up top and beat you up. So it's like, how are they going to do that? Because, let it not be accessible once we get to Hell in a Cell. People are going to complain about that. Oh, why can't I go over there now once I bust out the cage? So
yeah, that's something that you're going to want to have at all times is the ability to do that stuff. So we'll see. I'm taking the wait and see approach because the next thing I think is the next piece of news that everyone seems to be forgetting. Gamescom in Germany is where I think we're going to finally get to see some gameplay, and that's taking place August 17th through the 21st. So hopefully we're either going to get something from 2K before then, this is all up to 2K, or we're going to get some off-screen footage. Someone's going to show us, hey, this is what I'm seeing with the game, and you're going to have people walking around with those cameras doing their own thing, and it's going to happen because someone's not going to be watching because people got to take breaks. They take their eyes away from it. They're talking, different things like that. So it's bound to happen.
I'm betting more so on the consumer than 2K because the best thing 2K did in 16 was with the Walmart thing, and even then it was extremely limited. If they're not going to put out a demo like it used to be, I think WWE 12 was the last official demo I remember being like at Best Buy and everything, then, and you're not going to release a demo on the Marketplace or Sony PlayStation Store, then, you need to come up with something. I honestly like when Brie and Williams did that stream. That was actually pretty cool because thousands or a million people show up to watch that. Like, have some of the the creators and the developers sit and play the game for like 30 minutes and show random stuff. That's free publicity right there to get people hyped instead of we're going to take you around for like this city and this one state, so I got to drive 3 hours to an hour if I want to play the demo, or I got to wait to see it at Gamescom because some little kid, parent is filming it and it's all crappy footage because they have a crappy cell phone, or you get the one little kid doing all types of crazy stuff and it's like, well, I can't really see how good the game mechanics are because you got some dildo of a kid like, stop, and not knowing what they're doing. So I think it would benefit 2K marketing-wise, hype-wise, let the developers sit and play. Because it's like, this is their baby. We're going to show you how our baby properly works so that you, despite the fact that you are pissy about the NXT situation, the season pass situation, the character situation, we're going to show you the benefits of why you should buy it despite what you have initially, feel about how we're marketing the game or how we're selling it.
Cactus, I actually think that is a a phenomenal idea for them to do that once again. I'll make sure I send this to Brian Bohr so that he can write that down, because NBA does that exact same thing. Like, we're going to show you how this is supposed to play. We're going to show you all the cool stuff that you can do, because after a while, these games become so complicated that something second nature to us, you have someone who's brand new hand them a controller, like, wait, how do you do finisher? And they get confused by all that stuff. So, Rez, what do you think? Live stream, good idea, bad idea?
No, it's definitely a good idea. I don't see any bad sides to it. It's like, yeah, just live stream it. You know, let us get a taste of what it's like. It's like there's no better way to see how it is than to actually see it in action.
Or better yet, who are those? It's a whole list of them guys that get early access. Tubby Emu, Dink Ops.
Well, let me get into that too, because they're not promised that quite yet. NBA has a community day where they get YouTubers. They basically, Ronnie 2K just asked, who should come down from the community to represent you guys, to play the game, get a sneak peek, give some feedback, and do whatever. Why can't we do the exact same thing?
I'll tell you why. NBA is simpler than WWE. See, as a whole, both communities want a successful, great product that they spend their hard-earned money on. NBA, you guys get updates for firmware, anything, trades go down as soon as you cut the game on, and updates, all that. WWE is a little more complicated, because while we stand divided and say, hey, we want this, then we get diverse and split, because you have the graphic whores over here, you have the roster sluts over here, you have everybody that's pissy about gameplay, why are there so many legends, why can't we get this, why can't, and it becomes one big jumble thing, and who do you actually send down there, because there's not that many balanced people out there. The graphics, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not a graphics guy. I think the scan technology is cool that we have from 15 and 16, but if you want to actually develop it, you guys may have to make it worse and sit out like a year and rebuild from the bottom. Then you have those guys who argue about why can't we get more than 6 people in the ring. Then you have this guy over here who says, I want to see the face paint disappear. I want to see the nipples on just... It's just like... If with us, it would be harder, because you wouldn't get someone who would be balanced. You'd get somebody who would just care about this one thing. NBA is drastically simple.
All right, let me tell you another thing, though, that I did not like that I've seen happen previously, though. Some of the NBA guys got to start talking to WWE, and I'm not going to drop names, but I know some of those guys don't watch wrestling today. I know they don't have enough knowledge. They probably watched in the Attitude Era. They know about Stone Cold, little things like that, but they don't know who, like, Rusev is, or why so-and-so is the #1 contender right now, and why that's important, and they should be talking about it. And they're just playing with their creative wrestlers or whatever, having fun. And that's not what I want. I want the Tubby Emus there, the Tony pizza guys, one of us. It doesn't matter who it is. I want people there who know what they're talking about. Even Town Nation, Dr. Macho T. There's plenty of guys who can show up at that community day event and put on their caps and just say, well, listen, guys, this is what the community is saying. So I'm going to give you what they want, and this is what I think from playing it. And this is how I think people are going to react, or how they're going to abuse this. Matt Black, he's another one. They kind of shunned away from him, it seems like, since he just writes and he doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything else. But he's another person. He knows what the community wants. He knows our expectations. He called it when he said, yeah, 15 is going to get ridiculed. 16 better be a good game, or people aren't going to buy it anymore. And he was right on it. He was on point. So hopefully they bring the community day and they find a way to get our feedback and utilize it. But, gentlemen, last question of the day. Two-parter. Are you impressed by WWE 2K17, the build-up, the marketing, and everything thus far? And what are your expectations after that for 2K17? Rez, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed so far, but I'll still hold on to my skepticism until, you know. I do like all the build-up. I like the whole Suplex City thing, those pictures with the reels. It just makes me think Suplex City is really fucked up. But I like the way that they're going. I like the stuff they've shown. I can see the progress they've made, and I look forward to how it's actually going to turn out when the game comes out. But so far, I'm impressed to some extent, but only time will tell, like, how long it keeps me impressed.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Rez. I will say that right now I've been impressed by the marketing. It's been much better. Minus that NXT thing that I had a real beef with, and I hope that they don't ever do that ever again as long as they have the franchise, because that really irked me. And my expectations for 2K17 are still mild. I'm not expecting Kurt Angle like a lot of people are, but I think that WWE 2K17 has potential to finally start to show itself, and this is why 2K picked up the franchise, and this is what we're going to do. Cactus, you here? Are you impressed by it, and your expectations for WWE 2K17, sir?
So far, yeah. I have been impressed with it, with the marketing of it. It's far superior than what it was for the last two, well, two games actually. Given how 15 was, I have a sneaking suspicion, despite the fact I am impressed with it. 15 left a bad taste in my mouth with the sneaky stuff. It was like, oh, I'm not gonna show you anything, and to find out the game was gutted out because of past problems. But 16 they marketed, but this year I guess they hurt a lot of fans. I am extremely over the top impressed with what they did. I didn't expect anything at E3, but when they dropped that first Goldberg promo commercial, blew my mind because I didn't expect anything that soon. I expected the usual, oh, okay, we're gonna bombard you with stuff in August around SummerSlam. So the fact that they put something that early, great, and then they followed it up with the second commercial, great. The way they're marketing the roster with this Suplex City campaign, awesome. The only thing that, like I said, will probably make this campaign better, hey, take some of the developers, let them play the game, let them have an open, even if they don't play the game, let them have an open discussion, like streaming, because that stuff that they did in 16 was stupid to me. We're going to show you a picture of JBL's hat. No one gives a crap about JBL's hat. That was some of the stuff they put on Twitter was like retarded. And
well, to me, that was more like those were nuggets of information. It was just kind of like, oh, here, you may not.
No, that's diarrhea. A nugget of information would be, hey, this game mode is returning. That was just like a tease of them being dicks. Like, here's the hat. What purpose is the hat? Well, you can knock the hat off the table when you take the announce table apart. Yeah, okay. No one really cares about JBL's hat. I think Alicia Fox proved that when she took his hat. So no, I mean, I've been expressed thus far. Like, I like the whole Where's Waldo Suplex City thing. That's pretty cool. Um, from being a guy who's with the THQ era, who's used to roster reveal being, you see the guy walk to the ring, he does a signature, he does a finisher, pins him 1, 2, 3, which lasts about maybe about 2 minutes, unless you get one of them long Undertaker ones. Um, Expectations for 17. I hope my career is better, because it was a real shocker for me. And I'm not even an NBA 2K fan, but to play my career this year and then to go back to 2K16's career, and it was like, this is repetitive. Like, I had to make goals for myself to make myself continually play it, opposed to NBA. It was like, ooh, I can do this on my off day. Ooh, I can do that on my off day. And I just hope they expand it. And we keep hearing they want to make it a simulation, and we want to replicate what we see on WWE TV. Okay, well, we see superstars make appearances on radio shows. We see them make appearances on TV shows, do movies, and all that. Add those as options that we can do on off days besides train, or let me go see the GM about a title shot. Give me something to do backstage. Let me train in between matches like I could in 15.
Yeah,
So,
we'll definitely have to make sure we get into the wish list aspect of this.
right. For now, I'm cool with it. Like, I have no expectations going in. I got a little bit of hope for that backstage, that little area right there by the ring, but until I get more information about it, it's just like,
It just happens to be there. You know, it's like the elephant in the room. So, but I'm cool with them thus far. The NXT thing, like it bugs you, it kind of bugged me. And as far as Angle is concerned and the showcase thing, I mean, if that turns out to be like a season pass thing, that'd be like the shocker of the year, like a RKO out of nowhere. But if not, hey, it is what it is. You know, I'm not too shitty about it this year.
Yeah, and speaking of RKO out of nowhere, if you've made it with us this far, make sure you RKO that like button on the bottom. Make sure you sub to the channel if you haven't already. Right now I'm at 56 subs, trying to get to 100, so tell your friends, spread the word, share the video. Trying to keep increasing the views, everything else. I appreciate the support from everyone thus far. We also have a link to our E-Fed in the description below, which is XGW. You can check it out. It's for PS4. There's a link. Sign up if you're interested, or talk to me or Cactus. My name is Animals07 on PlayStation. Send us a message if you're interested, and we can try and talk to you guys about it and let you know what we do. Shout outs to Dr. Macho T. He's been sharing lots of my videos and talking 2K17 with me on both accounts. And Town Nation, just a good guy. He also always shares the video and has nothing but good things to say about me, so I greatly appreciate you, my friend. That's it for 2K17. Hopefully next week I can be back on maybe with Cactus or Rez once again, and we can discuss the next reveal of the roster from IGN on Tuesday. If you guys are available, if you guys like this content, let me know in the comment section below. And let me know what you guys think of WWE 2K17. We are out. Thank you. Peace.